Hi, Dr. Saxena here, and I've been always talking about something called energy medicine and being a proponent of this. What is this energy medicine? I'll just give you a simple thing. If your individual energy matters you, whether it's a surplus or whether deficit will determine or how better you are. If your energy equation is surplus, you'll feel well, number one, and the more in surplus the better you feel. Sometimes we have to look at the other part also, which is called ADHD, and quite excess energy also is sometimes not compatible. And if your energy equation is deficient, we see you will feel unwell and will have significant symptom load, and more in deficit you are, the worse you feel. So there are various components of this energy medicine. What we talk about, this can be there are based on that a lot of interventions and support can be worked out, and we tend to work out with a lot of non-pharmacological methodologies by which we work it out. So the most important thing which everyone understands is what is the diet which has to takes a role. If you are hypoglycemic, you don't feel like getting up. You feel you'll have the symptoms of tachycardia. You'll have sweat and all that. And sometimes this is basically which we call it as a something like fuel in the tank, and it's the diet. It's a micronutrients and macronutrients. What is the sometimes you have got micronutrients deficiency which gives rise to the problem, and apart from that, there is something called malabsorption. I have seen people eating so much, and I have seen particularly kids taking a lot of food and all that, but some of the things are not being properly assimilated down into the gut, and it's not taken up into the blood. So this gut function also takes an important role when we talk about that. So the first thing is the diet giving rise to some metabolic issues. Sometimes if you have hypoglycemia, you get into something like hypocalcemia. So many things has to be taken into account when we talk about the energy. So a balance of all these things is a must. And the second thing which I always believe is regulating your sleep cycle, which is this is something something like you need to do it always. You need to the way you recharge your cell phone every day, that's the way you need to recharge yourself by sleeping properly. Which is sleeping properly means, I just want to reiterate here, you need to follow the rules of the game here. And it is the sleep which helps most is in the natural wakefulness cycle. And you are supposed to be you should take your nap when it is dark. Try to see that you're away from all these artificial lights and all that. And at sunset, after sunset, it's the best preferable thing is you service your the sleep is the thing which matters most is in the night time. And I always talk about sleeping between 10 or 11 to 6 or 5 to 6 in the morning. This is the best time because your sleep cycle and all that, it's a basically controlled by the sleep wakefulness cycle is controlled by your hypothalamus and diencephalon. And if you can work it out in a better way, the other thing which I always talk about when I see people, when I see athletes, when I see people who are regular gym work people and all that, compare them to the physical sedentary lifestyle people. And what happens is that the difference between both of them is with the people who is exercising a lot has a mitochondrial content which is quite high, and his mitochondria is more productive. People, this is the we believe that is the engine as such, and you need to see that your mitochondrial activity should be at all time good. The more the mitochondria, the more the working mitochondria, you will be active and your everything works properly. Having talked about diet, sleep, and this mitochondria, the other thing which I would like to talk about is work with a lot on hyperbaric oxygen and all that. And I know this is particularly oxygen and fuel delivery, and we For that, you need to have your pump, which is heart pump is heart, which is working it has been working without any break before you're born, from in the mother's womb for the 9 months. It's being so the heart, this heart, the lungs and the blood supply has to be proper for that oxygen and fuel delivery. Whatever is being done, if these things are not there, not proper, again you'll get into some problem. Apart from that, I was working on some things. This terminology, I would like to give this particular thing. There is something like you're trying to tell something like a car, and how I can tell about that. So there is a thing called acceleration, and you have got for this in acceleration pedal. What we have is a thyroid gland. If your thyroid gland is getting slowly not proper, so your acceleration is absolutely low. You cannot accelerate your kind of metabolism. Similarly, you have got a gearbox, which you change the gear, and that is called adrenal gland. And most of the people who are having some adrenal issues, they are not able to change that gear so frequently, and they get into easy problem. And again, when we call about this one, there is an exhaust system in the car. It's in the humans. The exhaust system is usually liver, kidneys, and skin and lungs. So these are the things. This helps in detoxing whatever things which have been accumulated as waste. They get they remove from this particular stuff. And of course, the driver of the car is nothing but your brain, and this is how you need to work it out. And there is a energy demand side of the thing which has to be looked into. There's a normal energy expenditure, which is something like basal metabolism, which the heart, intestines, liver, and lungs and other hormonal functions depends on this basal metabolism. And apart from that, you go from some physical activity, mental activity, and you tend to incur something like wasteful expenditure also by immunological holes. You have got something like inflammation for healing and repair. So when we have this inflammation because of some trauma or because of some infection and all that, that also takes a massive energy from you. And inflammation from any infection is always a kind of it is very energy consuming. And apart from that, you get into something like useless inflammation also because of your autoimmunity and allergies and all. And these are the things which people should look into it. This is one thing which I believe a lot of people are working on that. This is what exactly I mean by energy medicine. How you are trying to rope in your capabilities and trying to see that you are at the good energy levels. People always try to relate your health with your energy, and if you are sloppy, you don't have energy and all that, yes, there is something deficit which has to be corrected. And I always urge people who are having low in energy, try to get in touch with any medical professional or a functional medicine doctor or integrative medicine specialist, so that you can always look into what are the where you can fill up this, you can stop that ongoing process can be halted. And it can be, I can always tell you, it can be as simple as a something like a allergy, something like a delayed hypersensitivity, some thyroid and all that issues. Sometimes you need a doctor to take care of all that stuff. And yes, this is how we are talking about energy medicine here. And I hope this segment will enlighten you. And this is I, for the simplicity's sake, I try to equate this thing called how you can always see that without fuel also is a big issue, without micronutrients a problem, and without sleep is a big issue. It's a major issue. And I have seen a lot of chronic diseases because of this mitochondrial cytopathy. It can be it's a simple thing like diabetes, as simple thing like any chronic fatigue syndrome. This is purely something because of mitochondrial issues. Other things like low ejection fraction and all that requires a special kind of thing. Low ejection fraction from the heart and all that, which is also gives rise to low energy. And commonest we pick up is the subclinical hypothyroidism, and we do get a lot of adrenal fatigue from and most of the detoxing capacities of the people right now. I can tell about more than 70 to 80% of people are on a low gear. They don't detox as effectively, and because of the kind of stress what we are dealing these days, invisible as well as visible stress. I'm talking about electromagnetic stress. I'm talking about the other kind of oxidative stress and all that, air pollution and so on. The driver of the car, that is the brain, and this gets into a problem in the sense you're not able to take that agile and active kind of decisions. People are I see people with chronic fatigue syndrome, hypothyroid, and people having low mitochondrial issues, having a they are not very it takes some time for them to understand things. They have fogginess in the brain and all. So these are all the things which we would like to cater and try to treat this particular thing called low energy, which is the commonest complaint. People talk to us, Dr. Saab, weak हो गया, I'm not having that kind of energy what I used to have 10 years back. These are the things which can be easily sorted out by looking into all these possibilities. So I'm always talking about new possibilities in the, for wellness, and hope you like this segment. Thank you.